What's going on, folks? Welcome into another episode of the Final Drive Podcast here at Sour Kids Production Studios. It is myself, Alec, once again with Javante, DeAndre, Kenneth behind the boards. Before we got started today, there was some massive slander going on about tons of things. We'll get into all those things today. And kind of a busy NFL week, or last 2 weeks, I should say. We'll dive into some of those headlines around the NFL as well. But firstly, gentlemen, how we doing? How we feeling, guys?
It's great. I mean, honestly, glad to be back on the show. It's just been a while since we've been on. A lot has happened, but hey, here to do the show today. No, there's a lot of awesome things we're going to talk about. So
Yeah. I'm seeking redemption from my what you guys call a whack. Even Javante. Then Javante is like the MCU fanboy. Even he criticized it, man.
We gotta talk about that. I'm coming off a rough night. Celtics lost last night. I know we should have won that game. So on to the next one.
It's going to 7.
Warriors
though.
and 6.
Going 6.
It's gonna go to 7.
Warriors and 6.
Boston has lost back-to-back games, bro.
Okay, but
Don't start
Warriors
that.
just won in Boston. Now they got the momentum going back to Golden State. So
You know, him and Celtics have not lost in the postseason back-to-back games.
okay, well, it's going to happen to what, Monday?
Okay, Steph Curry has to get another 4. He needs 45 from Steph Curry again. Let's see if he can get that.
Hey, Steph will get it.
Yeah, half court.
He got it the other night, man. Let's start with some big news going on with the Rams, the defending Super Bowl champs. They linked in their 2 big stars somehow after, signing Stafford. They signed Bobby Wagner. They signed Allen Robinson. They had no draft picks whatsoever. Earlier this week, the Rams come out and gave Cooper Kupp a 3-year extension worth $80 million. All in all, he's one of the top 5 highest paid receivers in the NFL. And before that, Aaron Donald inked a 3-year, $95 million deal with the Rams. Both of them are back. Donald, of course, as we know, he's seriously considered retirement leading up to the Super Bowl and then, afterwards. Both of them are back, it looks like. Let me get your thoughts on the Rams, guys. I mean, as Leslie said on a T-shirt, F them draft picks, 'cause they don't need them, I guess. But, I mean, you look at the Rams, right? The band is pretty much together, just minus Odell Beckham Jr. But then you replace him with Allen Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
You add Bobby Wagner to the defense, and we all said last year what was the weakness of that Rams defense. It was
The middle.
the linebacking core. So you have you probably have 3.
All 3 phases.
You probably have 3 of the best players at each level, like you just said, the level of the field. You have Wagner, Ramsey, Aaron Donald. And I think we can all agree the NFC took kind of a big hit this offseason, kind of getting weaker as all the star power and talent fled to the AFC.
Primarily the AFC West.
with Russell Wilson out of Seattle, Devontae Adams out of Green Bay. Trying to think. I think that's pretty much it.
Those are the big ones, yeah.
Yeah, and then everybody else kind of just really try to. I guess Tom Brady came back to the Bucks, which cool. We'll see how that goes. But you look at the Rams on paper. Do we feel like right now they are the team to beat in the NFC, the favorite to go back to the Super Bowl?
Most definitely. And I think honestly, like I always said, like, oh yeah, I think a lot of more teams should take the approach that the Rams did with F them picks. But having a great player like Aaron, I think Aaron Donald makes it so much easier because when you got Aaron Donald, bro, he makes everybody else look better. Leonard Floyd, whoever you put next to him looks great because he takes so much pressure off everybody. So you don't need a great guy next to him or anything like that. So I think having that kind of talent, a top 3, top 5 defensive player all time, definitely helps make the thing easier where you don't need draft picks. You can say, hey, we can go take chances on guys, get guys that maybe have flamed out somewhere else.
Odell last year.
Yeah, come here, you know what I mean, and dominate, especially on the defensive end. So they're going to be tough. I think they're, like I said before we got on the show, I think them and Tampa are probably 2 I'm looking at to come out of the NFC. But all those deals are good deals, man. Cooper Kupp one was kind of surprising coming off the year he had, but I think the receiver market just kind of changed after the Tyreek Hill and Devontae Adams deals. I think a lot of people realize, like, I'm not paying a receiver this type of money. So I like the deals. I'm not gonna lie. I was surprised by it, but I like them.
Yeah. Same here. I mean, I still think they're the front runner in the NFC. Just adding Bobby Wagner, as we mentioned, to that middle of that defense where we looked at as a weak spot, how he'll be able to communicate with a lot of those guys. It's going to be a lot better next year, especially they're going to be a lot more sound, less mistakes in games that we'll see. And then offensively, I mean, they pretty much brought back everybody. They're still waiting to bring back Odell, which is, it's looking like it's gonna happen. With all the comments we've seen with Odell regarding McVay, crashing his wedding as well.
Cooper Cup spoke about wanting him back.
Yeah, Cooper Cup spoke highly about wanting him
I
back.
think the only thing I could think about is they lost Sony Michel in free agency, but you get Cam Akers back healthy.
Yeah, and they got a pretty good steal in the draft with Kyron Williams. I mean, I know he had a poor 40 time, but you look at what he was able to do at Notre Dame. I think serving in as a number 2 or number 3 running back, because they still have Darrell Henderson as well.
Mhm.
So
I guess you did lose Whitworth too.
yeah, you did lose.
To
I think
retirement.
that's probably the biggest thing that
Yeah.
I would be concerned about with the Rams is just that offensive line losing a key veteran like Andrew Whitworth.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'll also say though, like to think that they get off to a hot start, they could be in a nice composition the rest of the way. Because with the Cardinals having DeAndre Hopkins missing for a while, we got to see what they're going to look like. I think
The Niners have
the
question
Niners have
marks.
question at quarterback still, and Seattle's going to be trash. So it's going to be just a one. Really,
you,
it's like
you never know what Drew Lock could do.
this is a 2-man race. I saw somebody talking about DK might be going down. I heard people talking about trades for DK. But it's really going to be just a 2-man race with San Francisco and the Rams. I think for the first start of the season at least.
Yeah.
I mean, Arizona I think it's going to be iffy without DeAndre Hopkins.
Debo was, at
Mhm.
mandatory OTA, so that is a positive. Debo looked to be there and really was smiling and doing his own thing. But I think to me, the Rams, the NFC, Green Bay losing Devontae Adams, that might have been the hugest loss, I think, for any team. Because I think you have Aaron Rodgers, but now,
Yeah, I hope Sammy Watkins.
you got to
comes
hope
out,
Sammy
bro.
Watkins is good. And then you got to hope Amari Rodgers maybe takes that second.
Still got Aaron Jones. You got the running game.
Yeah,
still,
so we'll see about the Packers. Obviously with Tampa, you bring back Tom Brady. I think that automatically.
yeah, that D tackle. They're gonna be good. I think.
Yeah,
They'll be,
you know,
Hakeem Hitch, yeah.
yeah, Keem Hicks from the Bears. They signed recently.
they'll be good.
I think they're in the mix.
I mean, Cowboys.
the Cowboys,
Eagles might
Eagles,
be
the
around. That's
Eagles-
what Jalen Hurts looks like though.
The
but
Eagles, that team is all about Jalen Hurts this year.
Shout out Devontae Smith, my new guy now, bro.
But also, can you imagine what another year of Matthew Stafford in this system and in this
Maybe,
offense? Because that was one of the things that those first couple weeks of the season, we were still questioning how Matthew Stafford, if Matthew Stafford was that guy.
Mhm.
Now that he has the Super Bowl, I think he has that confidence going into next year. Like I think he's going to honestly finish as a top 5 QB. I would
I
be
agree.
He
surprised.
might be MVP more
I
than
think even he's like what you said. Even as a team, think about the team. You come in feeling different because what a chance. We just came off winning. Like we've been there now. We know how to get it done. You know what I mean? So I think as a team, they're gonna come in with a better mindset.
Yeah.
I think real quick, John. I think
Okay.
the Stafford trade, last year going to the Rams, I think that might have been the most impactful quarterback move we've seen since Peyton Manning going to Denver in free agency.
Yeah, because that worked out well.
Because
for
we
Denver
saw
as
what it
well.
was with Jared Goff, and it's crazy how with the salary cap and everything. Think just 2 or 3 years ago, I believe it was 2020. Was that the year Gurley was with the Falcons?
Yeah.
Believe so. Yeah.
The Rams were still paying off Todd Gurley's salary. Then I believe they're still paying Jared Goff's off. So the fact that they're able to maneuver the cap, and as a Saints fan, we've done this for years and years, so I know how this
I
works.
told you the cap doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
It doesn't
You can maneuver the cap because you think people say, "Oh, eventually you have to pay your credit's due." When is the NFL going to end?
Hey, the cap exists for it. That cap doesn't exist for anybody except the Dallas Cowboys. They're the only ones that actually think they actually believe they actually believe
When they
in
get
cap.
close to that zero,
Well,
they
When they
think,
get to stuff, they're like, oh,
Back in the '90s,
okay.
they did it. Back in the '90s, they went out there and got the big boys.
well, Jerry was the big advocate
Yeah.
for it back then.
Also,
to
they
make
were
the
really
cap.
good. Like they had they were selling people on that. So
Yeah. But one thing I want to correct you on about the Rams and as far as the dynasty and F them draft picks. Yes, that is the way now. But we also got to look at how the team was constructed before. Some of those key pieces, Cooper
Were
Kupp,
drafted.
Were drafted.
Aaron
Aaron Donald
Donald.
was a first round draft pick.
Early before the knee.
Yeah, before the knee, but he was still an impactful player that got them a Super Bowl. He was a first round draft pick. So they had a solid roster. It wasn't nothing from where they were just bottom of the league and they said, all right, fuck them draft picks. Let's
Right.
trade
Yeah,
for
yeah,
superstar
yeah, for
players."
sure.
They had a good foundation, and we got to give credit to Les Snead. Because with the limited draft picks that he does have and does make, because there's years where he doesn't have a first round, but he finds a guy like a Cooper Kupp in the second round.
or
or
Yeah.
Tyler Higbee.
Tyler Hidby in the third round, or a Cam Akers in the second
Yeah,
round.
they hit on their later draft picks. But also, you know what also helps them? The market. They're in LA, bro. Like, you got players that will come there for less money because LA. Then you got guys that are less selfish taking less money because they just want to win. But you get OBJ because he has a house in LA. It's LA. I'm going home.
Yeah.
I'm going to live out where I've been. You know what I mean? Like, I
Right.
think having that LA lifestyle. If they were back in St. Louis. No knock on St. Louis because my man Tatum from there. I love St. Louis. Love the Lou. But if they were back in St. Louis, do they get all these players that they're getting on these cheaper deals and getting players like, hey, I just want to be in LA, the lifestyle.
I mean, not to mention, with LA, SoFi Stadium,
Beautiful
it's
stadium.
it's the most innovative and
Sorry, Chargers.
technologically advanced
It ain't working for
stadium
you though.
compared to St. Louis and no jabs,
No,
but
not to the Lou.
I mean the Edwards Jones Dome, where I believe was it Reggie Bush when he was with the
Yep.
Niners, where he ran out of bounds and then they actually it has concrete around
The walls,
the
yeah.
wall, and the man got on the concrete. He was like slowing down. He slipped and tore an ACL. It's like
Yeah.
things like that, and just being in the LA market when you're winning, it's huge because we've seen how quickly that fan base can turn off for you. Because look at the Chargers.
I don't think they ever had a fan base
They
coming in, though.
they don't have a fan base.
Coming in, they didn't have one.
It's great. I don't understand it too, because like the Chargers are a pretty talented team. I think they're going to be a playoff team this year. Hopefully, they have a franchise quarterback in Justin Herbert, electric quarterback.
They spend big
Well,
bucks on
I
defense.
think the
Yeah.
reason why, because think about it, the Raiders are LA. That's an LA team. They were in LA, and the Rams are from LA. Originally that's an LA team. So you got some people that never left. Like they stayed Ram fans even when they went to St. Louis. Like that's a
and being in LA, it's all about winning.
exactly.
Yeah.
And if you're not winning Super Bowls or constantly making the playoffs, then what are you doing? I mean, since Sean McVay has been there, they've done nothing but make playoff trips, make deep playoff runs.
And they were the first team in LA before the Chargers even came over.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And the Chargers kind of were like the second child.
They should have sent them to Vegas. They should have kept the Raiders.
They should have
in
just
LA.
stayed in San Diego.
They were. They wanted that. They wanted a new uniform and stuff. New
Yeah.
stadium. Their uniforms actually tight. Sometimes get the Chargers have a dope uniform and everything. Just
One of the best.
They do have some of the
They
best.
just can't get the fan base ain't there for them like that. Seems like.
And they have the quarterback.
They have star
yeah,
players.
they
too.
have, like, star
Bosa,
talent.
Derwin James, like
Yeah,
I really,
but okay, look at this though. Both saying Aaron Donald. Derwin James ain't Jalen Ramsey. Justin Herbert's amazing. Is he Matthew Stafford yet?
yeah, but I would think here's my thing. I would think because they play their games separately. Like when the Rams are away, the Chargers are at home. Vice versa. So I would think LA would just be packed every weekend for whether it's Chargers
The Saint
or
Lakers
Rams.
and
I ain't
Clippers.
seen no. I ain't seen no.
Saint Lakers and Clippers.
I ain't see no broad pull up for no Chargers. I saw Paul George, Kawhi. Who's the man that plays baseball? Mookie Bates.
Mookie Betts.
Yeah.
Mookie Betts. Yeah, Mookie Betts pulled up. I saw everybody pull up to the Rams games. Chargers.
LT pulls up
Yeah.
some former Charger
I
players.
don't get it.
That's an away game every week, bro. The visiting team always outsells.
I don't understand it.
Yeah, it's just
It's weird.
I don't know, but I mean, I do think it's the Rams, the Bucks,
And then
whichever
Terrible.
NFC East team you prefer.
yeah. And see who's in the
Maybe the teams like Arizona or New Orleans can sneak up on you, but
those teams all have questions. Like even the Saints, have a lot of talent, but they have the question mark at the quarterback position. Let's see what Jameis going to look like. Like, you know what I mean? So like a lot of teams, I look at the North. I'm like the Bears. No, Vikings might be around, but I don't. They're really competing like that. Green Bay is the only one in that division. Detroit's going to it'll be better, but the West. I mean, who we got? East Cowboys will be solid. Depending we got to see what they look like, but overall, man, it seems like Rams
and Bucks.
and I'll put Niners up there too, possibly.
Because the Niners were.
They were there.
Niners,
They were
they
there.
were there last
They were
If Jaquiski Tart catches that interception,
It's over.
I think
It's
it's
over.
Rams,
Super
Bucks,
Bowl.
Niners, and especially since they beat Green Bay and went up in Green Bay. I think those three, and then everybody else just takes a seat below.
Right. Let's get into this list by Pro Football Focus, which caused a lot of heat and slander on Twitter. They even got the guy who made this list to go on Good Morning Football and defend it. It's a bad list, I'm telling you guys. He has all the coaches ranked. We're just going to do the top 10 because that's what was shown and got dragged.
Okay.
I'll let you guys just guess. I'll see if you can throw out names. I'll tell you where they're at on this list.
So it's top 10 head coach.
Yeah, coaches
I got
going
Pete
into
Carroll at
this year.
7.
Pete Carroll,
I guessed.
he's 5.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, I know Kyle Shanahan got to be top 10.
Kyle Shanahan is 7.
7.
Okay, Matt LaFleur.
LaFleur 6.
Sean McVay got to be top 3.
McVay is not in the top 3.
Top 10 though.
Not in the top 10.
Oh hell.
Sean McVay's not in the top.
He's
three?
11.
That's blasphemy right
Okay,
there. There's a
yeah.
blasphemy shot right
wait
there.
till you guess the rest of them. It gets worse, I'm telling you.
Doug Peterson got to be top 10.
Mm-mm.
Ooh.
Hell no. Just
So you
He
guess
had Super Bowl though. I thought maybe.
you guess Shanahan, you guess
Hey,
LaFleur.
McVay ain't in the list.
Yeah, I know. I'm not sure.
You got the middle right.
Okay,
So
Mike McDaniel.
no.
Who's your man from? Bill Belichick got to be top 3.
He's number 1.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Belichick is gonna be in it. Who's your man from Buffalo?
Oh,
He got to be in there.
Sean
McDermott?
McDermott. Yeah.
Nope.
No, he's
Not top 10.
Nope.
Oh
It's
man.
it's a terrible list, I'm telling you.
He got my man.
Don't tell me they got Kingsbury in there.
Cliff is 4. 4.
No.
All right, we can start getting kind of funny now.
Coach Bro is 4.
Hold on, Mike
Okay.
Tomlin got to be top 10.
Tomlin's not in the top 10.
What?
Harbaugh.
Harbaugh is 2.
Okay.
And I love John Harbaugh. Don't get me wrong.
It's time to start getting freaky now.
Oh, no,
Okay.
all right. If Kingsbury is in the list, then let's see.
Mike McDaniel.
Mike McDaniel got to be in there. Like,
Hey,
who else?
Urban Meyer.
Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer would be in there if he was still coaching.
my man, Josh. You put Josh McDaniels on in there?
No, he's not in here.
He top 10?
No.
Oh man.
Oh no, Frank Wright.
Andy Reid.
Frank Wright's 9.
Andy Reid.
Andy Reid is 3.
Okay.
Okay. Who else we?
So how many spots left?
So you've guessed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Oh.
6, 7,
Where Mike McCarthy?
9. Mike McCarthy is 10.
Did we get them all?
No, you're
We're still
missing
missing
8.
one.
Oh, Ron Rivera.
Nope.
Riverboat.
Oh
No.
hell no.
The Giants coach.
Nope.
Damn, you just
You just throw out names.
right.
Well, bro, he said crazy. I'm trying to think about competitive. Nick.
They
from
were
the
they
Eagles.
were a playoff team in the AFC last year.
that's
Cincinnati.
Zach Taylor.
Mm-mm.
No, Mike Vrabel.
Yep.
Wow.
That's a crazy list.
So your top 10 list, according to Pro Football Focus, going into this year, the 10 best head coaches from 1 to 10. Bill Belichick, which I don't even agree with that, to be honest with you.
That's number one.
No, he's a top 4.
Yeah,
Who do you have at number 1?
I would have.
Who would I have at 1?
I go Tomlin.
I would have put Andy Reid.
Probably Andy Reid.
I put Tomlin for consistency. For consistency.
That's fair. That's fair. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
So Belichick, Harbaugh. Harbaugh should not be 2 either.
No.
He's like a 6.
He's top 10 though. We
But,
can agree those top 10.
I mean, Harbaugh.
Well, no.
Harbaugh, you got to give him some credit.
He's like a
because it's
5. He's 5.
Yeah, he would. I think he would be like.
He
4.
adjusted from the Flacco era to the Lamar Jackson era like that.
And also with all the injuries he had this past year, the fact that the Ravens were even competitive
Mm-hmm.
for the start of the season, they were what
Mm-hmm.
one of the best teams in the AFC, and then obviously Lamar
Everything,
started
yeah.
getting hurt. So, but yeah, still.
So Belichick, Harbaugh,
10,
Reed,
Top 10.
Cliff.
Cliff should not be top 10, bro.
Pete
How did
Carroll.
Cliff get in this list?
His
We're talking
reason.
about the first start of the season.
His reasoning here is outside of quarterback Kyler Murray and wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins, Kingsbury has not had much to work with in terms of offensive talent in the desert, yet he's still managed to make the offense hum. Unfortunately, Kyler Murray has left much to be desired. I'm sorry. Kingsbury, I read that wrong. Kingsbury has left much to be desired on the defensive side of the ball.
If that's the case, then Bill O'Brien deserves to be in the top 10 because Bill O'Brien did more than Cliff Kingsbury with DeAndre Hopkins and Deshaun Watson in Houston.
And also, I look
in
at
Arizona, they got more
James
talent. than what
Conner.
they had
James
in
Conner had a
Houston.
career year. Yeah, Christian Kirk just got paid. They had some studs. They had more than just those guys. I mean, but Cliff Kingsbury first week 8 to week 8 up to the
Yeah,
start.
that's my thing. The collapse they had,
Yeah.
I won't put Cliff
Like,
in
you
the
talk about
top
the first
10.
8 weeks of the season. Okay, cool. But
My same reasoning for Mike McCarthy not being a top 10. Also,
Yeah.
McCarthy, he doesn't really do
He wouldn't
anything.
crack. Yeah, he wouldn't crack that.
So Cliff at 4. Pete Carroll, I don't know how in the hell Pete Carroll made this list.
I'm cool with Pete Carroll being top 10.
No, he's not. You know how I feel about Pete Carroll.
I know.
Pete Carroll is horrible.
Yeah, I love Pete Carroll. I respect
Well,
him.
I mean, you have ties.
You know what? He bailed on us, but
Hey,
I
he
still
can't
fuck
come
with
back
my
home. They
guy.
got the papers waiting once he get off the airport. Papers are waiting for him.
It's like he flew out the
You're in
country.
service suspension?
He flew out the country, committed a crime, and the
Yeah.
moment he gets
He
off
can't
that,
he can't go back.
Yeah.
but Pete Carroll should not be 5. If you're the
Not
reason,
5.
He would have been like 10 or 9 for me.
I think he'd be 10 or 11, like those kind of ratings.
LaFleur, Kyle Shanahan, I think should be higher.
I can't believe I Mike LaFleur, bro.
Vrabel, Frank Wright, and Mike McCarthy.
like Sean McVay's over Matt LaFleur easily.
Who's the last ranked coach? Let me just see if it'll show me.
Well, I don't know. Vrabel, he kind of deserves some credit. I mean, to make
No,
Ryan Tannehill look like that during the regular season.
That's
like,
not nice.
What do you make him look like?
Well, at least a above average starting QB. Remember, a lot of you guys were saying Ryan Tannehill was a top 16 quarterback last year.
No, we knew when you had Derrick Henry back there, yeah, of course he looked better.
I did say
He got him
that.
paid. Derrick Henry got him paid.
I did say that
Having
for
a
the
top
record.
top 10 receiver.
Yeah, I remember you saying
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I said it. I said
I said that.
DeAndre, hey, I remember DeAndre talking about Ryan Tannehill back in
say
the
that.
Miami Dolphin days.
I never put him in my top 16.
So that's your top 10. It's utterly whack.
Yeah, I Mike Tomlin should be up there for they talk about Cliff Kingsbury not having all the talent. Like Mike Tomlin has had no quarterback for years.
Tomlin is 13 on this list.
I think that's
FYI.
disrespectful, man.
Yeah,
All that
yeah.
man has put in, like Andy Reid. Think about it, we're giving Andy Reid also credit because Andy Reid's been doing it for so long and been consistent at it. Same with Bill Belichick. Mike Tomlin missed the playoffs.
Mike Tomlin hasn't finished below 5.
Know what I'm saying?
500 in his
To
career.
to give you an idea, real quick, 11 through 15. So those outside the top 10. McVay, Brandon Staley, Mike Tomlin, Nick Sirianni,
Yeah, Brandon Staley above Mike Tomlin.
and Doug Peterson.
And see, bro, this is why media gets a bad rep. This is why they give the media a bad rep.
Well, this is
This is Pro Football Focus, and nobody likes Pro Football
Yeah.
Focus.
Yep, and now we know why.
Hot takes. Those some hot takes right there.
See, my top 2 for sure, it would have been Andy Reid and Mike Tomlin. So
And Bill Belichick, I put at 3.
Bill Belichick, I probably put it 3 or 4. So
I put Shanahan in the top 5,
Answer.
Kyle,
You got to
yeah.
put Sean McVay too.
and McVay.
yeah, that would be my top 5 rounded out.
That's probably the exact same as yours. Yeah.
I'm with that. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm surprised Lovie Smith didn't make it, bro. Hey, they got some. I mean, they put
What?
Cliff Kingsbury in top 10. I thought Lovie Smith might be having a
Shit,
chance.
I thought they were gonna put Todd Bowles in that hole.
Tom Bowles, hey, I don't know. Bro.
Even though Tom
I'm
Brady
surprised by
don't
Ron. I'm surprised Ron Rivera didn't get more love.
He is. Is he on here?
Like he has had a quarterback since he got in Washington, so it's like
He's 18th.
that's kind of crazy, bro.
So there's that.
Where they have your man from Indianapolis?
Frank Wright,
Yeah,
9.
9.
I do like Frank Wright.
I do like Frank
I
Wright.
like
but
Frank
let's
Wright.
not forget what happened in that playoff game. They were not prepared to go into to play Jacksonville in that, but week 17 game.
Yeah, they were. They were not. Carson Wentz
So losing
folded.
Jacksonville, that was a bad loss. I told John, I said, hey, bro, I wouldn't be surprised. They might have to fire that man.
No, I knew
It was not only they would, but that's the kind of loss right there that get you fired.
for sure. I mean, I think he's definitely a guy on the hot seat this year if the Colts don't get far. I think obviously heading into this past offseason, it was a decision between do we make the decision right now to fire Frank Wright, or are we moving on from Carson Wentz? And ultimately they chose Carson.
Not to go back, but I had a quick question for y'all. You know, you're talking about like Matthew Stafford might be the biggest move since like Peyton Manning.
Mhm.
We might have a chance to see that twice this year, Russell Wilson and with Matt Ryan going to the new teams and good teams that already just need a quarterback. You know what I mean? Kind of interesting.
Yep.
And then I was going to ask you one more question. I know Alex the host, but I got a question.
Go ahead.
How much do you think Deebo Samuel should get paid based off what Cooper Kupp just got? What would you put Deebo as far as like looking at AJ Brown's contract, looking at he definitely's not gonna be up there with Devontae Adams and Tyreek Hill, but
No.
looking at AJ Brown, Cooper Kupp, Hunter Renfro just got paid. Shout out to my boy Hunter Renfro.
Well, here's the thing with Deebo, and then Deebo made it very clear he does not want to be used in the way, Kyle Shanahan used him in San Francisco. So the question is strictly off of the game he plays as a receiver. Do you view Deebo as a top 10 receiver?
No,
No,
That's my
thing.
point.
that's
Is he
what
better than Christian Kirk though?
He is.
Christian Kirk's top 10, ain't he? In payment.
The Jaguars screwed this up for everybody.
He
The
did.
Jaguars,
They set
the Jaguars messed this up for everybody.
And I'm gonna tell Debo that I'm gonna be like Debo. Look at what franchise paid Christian Kirk versus us. We're a respectable franchise that has been to playoffs.
there are
It's
probably
the Niners, bro. They moved on from Joe
This is
Montana.
the
They moved over from Joe
Jaguars.
Montana like it wasn't nothing.
But still, this is the Jaguars we're talking about. They
Yeah.
make moves like this. So don't expect us to make the same moves.
Yeah, I mean,
we're not Jacksonville.
there's probably 15 guys that take over Debo strictly from a wide receiver position. See, I would.
See, I think
Especially if Debo wants market changing money.
Yeah,
No,
because
it's a
I
no.
agree with you. I think Debo probably would reset the market as far as like value.
I think he's worth more than Cooper Kupp if he plays running back too.
if he was cool with the running back, I would be like, okay, like
And to be fair, I see Debo's point in it, in that the wear and tear of him going between tackles and then going out playing. I get it, I do, but don't sit there and tell the Niners you can't play me at running back, and then use this year where you played running back to try and
Reset the market.
reset the market based on what you did.
Yeah,
Because whoever pays you knows they're not going to be able to use you like that.
and also it's the thing I hate about Deebo in this situation is the fact that he was the one that was talking about playing running back and like hyping it up. He was the
Wide
one
back.
that talking about wide back, making that whole. I watched that whole ESPN segment they did where he talked about playing running back.
Right.
So it's like you're the one that's fully embraced this role and has fully announced it to the world like, hey, this is what I do. I'm a receiver and a running back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't come into the season with that same expectation, then out in the offseason say
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, out of nowhere, I just want to be a receiver.
I think he kind of screwed himself because when he did say I'm not gonna play running back, it kind of made his value less for trading him or like people wanting to pay him money because like if I'm the Jets, I need you to be everything. If any team that wants Deebo's gonna want him as a weapon, not just a versatile weapon, not just a receiver. Because there's a lot of guys out there that are better receivers.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
because
So-
I would rather trade for AJ Brown than Deebo if I know that I'm playing like both of them. Just
I
at
mean,
receiver specifically.
in all seriousness, if it's Deebo, AJ Brown before he got paid, DK, and Terry McLaurin, I'm picking all three of them before Deebo.
Facts.
Yeah.
I'm paying Terry, AJ, and DK before I pay Deebo.
I'm curious to see what DK Metcalf gets when he gets paid. I'm curious.
I think he'll stay in Seattle though. I don't think he's getting traded.
I heard somebody talking about like what if he gets traded? Like what if the Cowboys make a move for him? Like give up, say the Cowboys since they want like Seattle would take like Michael Gallup in the first.
I mean, it's a marketing strategy when you think about it because
Can you imagine DK in
if you throw
Dallas,
out the
though?
name if you throw out the name Dallas Cowboys and should trade for so and so, that instantly just raises your price.
Look, I ain't a Cowboy fan, but if you get that, I'm not gonna lie. DK, CD, that young buck they got over there, that's a nasty receiving corps. That might be one of the best receiving corps in the league.
I mean, it's nice.
And you bring back the tight end also.
Oh no, I think DK likes Seattle. I think Seattle. He's their one player that you can really market off of right now. Like he's the guy
Face of the franchise.
face of the
DeAndre.
franchise. He's the guy that's going to sell
Hey,
the jerseys right now.
Like in Seattle was cool when Russell Wilson was there and you were winning games. Now you got Drew Lock who can't throw the ball. You saw
True.
Hey, we gonna talk about Robbie Anderson?
That's
I'm
very
ready to
true.
retire.
But also, you got to take DK's age into account. DK is 24 years old. So regardless if you have your guy now or let's say because you could get your guy in 3 years or draft a quarterback next
Possibly.
year. 2 years he develops. He's a star quarterback in the league. DK's still 27 years old with that guy.
So if you're Seattle, you're paying DK a big time contract. Because you have to pay him. Let's be honest. You're going to pay him top dog because try to keep him
Well,
there.
who else am I paying right now?
True, but if I'm trying to go,
I mean, Jamal Adams contract.
Wouldn't you rather get trade draft picks instead of like trying to pay DK for something that you don't, like you're not going to contend for no time soon. Especially with the NFC West getting so tough right now, it's going to be a couple of years.
I'm like Gunnar said, if DK is the guy who's willing to commit to the rebuild and kind of be the face of the franchise for now,
You'd be surprised. There are a lot of guys.
Larry
look at
Fitzgerald
They're
did.
just familiar. Yeah,
Look
exactly.
at
like Larry
Roby.
Fitzgerald.
Roby Anderson asking for he might retire playing with Sam Darnold.
Well, that would
But-
do
but
that. That would do
also-
that too. That would do that too.
But I'm saying Drew Lock. Let's be real. What's Drew Lock gonna look like?
when Sam Darnold's your quarterback, and then you go, oh, you drafted Matt Corral. Okay.
Can we all agree?
And
Sam,
then,
also,
and then your fallout option is Baker Mayfield.
can we all agree though? Sam Darnold's better than Drew Lock. Let's be honest. They're gonna run the ball. Seattle's not throwing the ball like that. Drew Lock, DK Metcalf's not getting the ball thrown in the air like that. They're gonna
Hey,
run the ball.
Who's better, Drew Lock or Donald?
Yeah, it's Darnold right now. I take Darnold with Drew Lock.
I might take.
I might take Drew Lock.
Hey, we'll watch this here in Seattle. Let's see what you like.
I might take Drew Lock.
Hey, put some young Jeezy on.
Hey,
Hey, he just might
Drew
ball
Lock
out.
can do a lot of this head
Hey,
off.
hey, make Pete Carroll woke,
Yeah.
and you got something there.
Chris
might
Carson,
just
they
ball
finna
out.
eat at running back, bro. If you're running back for Seattle, you finna eat this year because Pete Carroll gonna run the ball.
Well,
bro.
Chris Carson, that's a thing concerning.
They
with
got
him,
like
'cause-
17 running backs.
Yeah,
They
I don't think Chris Carson's clear to play yet because he had that.
They got
that
Penny,
neck
Rashard
procedure
Oh
Penny.
and stuff.
yeah.
So I'm not sure if he's gonna play. Yeah, they got
They still
Rashad
gonna run the
Penny.
ball.
They drafted Kenneth Walker
Walker.
from Michigan State.
Let's see how cool DK is blocking all game. Give maybe 2 targets.
Some guys, Larry Fitzgerald.
Hey, that's a different generation, but Larry Fitzgerald's a different kind of guy.
Hey, if I'm P, I'm just telling DK, hey, it's just 1 year. We'll get Bryce Young for you next year.
I heard a lot of people I heard Bryce Young. A lot of people say he's too small. He need to put some weight on
Okay,
him.
fine.
I would take Stroud.
Okay,
I
yeah,
would
we're
take
getting
CJ.
CJ Stroud.
If I had to pick one, I'd pick CJ.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah. Speaking of quarterbacks and Drew Lock, Chris Sims over NBC, he does his yearly top 40 quarterback rankings going into this season. He's down to his last 4. So 1 through 4, He has
Oh, I know he put Tua at the bottom. I know.
Tua.
Sorry, ass Chris Sims. He
Tua.
got some nerve.
See
No,
Lamar
Tua's
Jackson, you know,
29.
29?
29.
Yeah, it made sense. Hey, it made sense from Chris Sims' perspective.
Some notable names.
I mean, a certified hater.
He
Dolphins
has
at Tua.
No, on Chris Sims.
he has Jalen Hurts at 25. His last quarterback at 40
Oh.
is actually Drew Lock.
His last quarterback is Drew
40 is Drew
I agree with
Lock.
that one. The starters?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the worst starter.
Shit, I'll probably put Mariota.
Well, starters and some backups.
Marcus Mariota better than that man, bro. Marcus Mariota actually got better when he was in Vegas.
I don't know.
You gonna see?
Yeah, Richard Jamal, he got better. He was playing Wildcat most of the time.
No, Marcus Mariota's not a bad quarterback. He has some moments, but I think he's better.
So
than
out of
Drew Lock.
every starting quarterback, wait, why is there 40 then?
He got backups in there too.
Got some
but,
backups
he put
too.
some backups.
Yeah,
like
some-
Teddy Bridgewater. I'm guessing.
Teddy Bridgewater,
Yeah, he's better.
Geno Smith,
Mason
Tyler
Rudolph.
Huntley, Terrell Taylor, Gardner Minshew, and then they had the two Steeler quarterbacks.
So wait, Drew lost below Geno?
Yeah, Geno's 33.
Geno had some good games last year. I don't know why. He had some
Crazy.
games.
What? Wow. Okay.
I'm with that.
Huh.
I have no problem with Drew Lock one.
Where do I go? Wait, where is Daniel Jones at? I want to know where he at on this list.
Please send me that 39.
21.
That
Oh,
ain't far enough.
Yeah.
21. He's above Zach Wilson.
But Daniel
Yeah,
Jones,
no.
I think Daniel Jones got some. He got the. I think also like talent wise, Daniel Jones has some talent. It doesn't matter getting the right coach. Also, he has some talent. I'm not gonna say he can run.
He has
at
some,
least.
but he's also kind of like a dunderhead.
Yeah.
He
more of a-
makes some
he's like a
real-
game
He might.
manager
What if
to
he
me.
we only can get a Josh Allen reboot with the new coach and everything? He can get back a Josh Allen. Possibly?
Well, I mean, you could think
But
that.
he doesn't have Josh Allen's arm strength. I'll tell you that.
but he
right
can
now.
run. He can run all. He's a big boy.
Yeah,
He can run.
he has that dual threat. I'll give him that. But he has so many mistakes, man.
It's bad.
Also, he had a bad coach too. But coach didn't trust him at all. Coach run the ball at the 1 yard.
Carson
I think
Wentz is 19.
I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz with some talent, I think could be straight. With some receivers,
Derek Carr is 11.
we got a problem. That bro should be top 10. Nah, I'm cool with him at 11. I don't think that's bad. 'Cause I know top 10 is going to be
You're
something.
5 through 10. We'll start with 10. It goes Lamar, Dak, Brady, Wilson, Stafford, and Rodgers.
Okay, I got a little problem now.
So that means you're 4 Mahomes,
Josh Allen,
Allen,
Brady.
Herbert.
What did I say, Brady?
Yeah, Brady was 8.
Rodgers,
Rodgers was 5.
Herbert.
So wait, you said top 5 was what?
Your top he has 10 through 5. He has 4 more left.
Okay.
So 10 through 5, it goes Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott, Tom Brady, Russell Wilson, Stafford, and Rodgers.
Okay.
Joe Burrow. Then. He
So I'm
said-
guessing-
Oh, yeah. So Burrow,
Burrow, Herbert,
Mahomes,
Mahomes,
And Josh Allen.
and Allen.
Josh Allen. Huh.
Burrow. Oh man, I don't know about the Burrow one being a top 5,
He
top
is.
4.
I would still put Rodgers top 4. I would probably take Herbert down below Rodgers.
You keep Burrow?
Look, what he did this year.
Yeah, probably.
What he did this year simply hasn't been done in ages.
Okay, let me ask you this then. Then shouldn't Derek Carr be ahead of Dak Prescott?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
I would put.
that's a fair argument.
I'm just saying. I mean, Derek Carr had a great year with less talent around him. A lot of all off the field stuff going on.
That's fair talent. That's a fair argument.
I probably would lean more towards Derek Carr too.
And that's not even being no cowboy hate. Shout out to my guy Makai and my guy Tony. Ain't no cowboy. I'm just saying, like, I mean, based off that.
That's fair. So yeah,
And who
those
else
are
you got? Lamar?
those are that's his 40 quarterback countdown going into this year.
Question: wait, who do you have above Tua? Like, read me all the names. I just want to know.
Some of the guys above Tua.
Okay, yeah.
So Tua's 29. I'll read you 20 through 28.
Well, he has
Okay.
Teddy Bridgewater ahead too.
So from 20 to 28, it goes Jimmy Garoppolo, Daniel Jones, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, Jalen Hurts, Jameis Winston, Mitch, Marcus Mariota, and then Tua.
Mitch Trubisky.
Y'all have Mitchell. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. All right. All
Hey,
right.
Mitch Trubisky has been in the playoffs.
You were ahead of Jared Goff.
Chris Sims is just jealous because Tua is about to be a good, succeeding left-handed quarterback, unlike his sorry ass.
Let's talk about Tua real quick.
Cue on the cloud music.
Let's, let's talk about Tua real quick. You saw the quote, Tyreek Hill comparing playing with Pat Mahomes and now
Hell
playing
yeah, I
with
saw the
Tua.
quote. I loved it. Go ahead. Continue.
Jesus, DeAndre. Basically, Tyreek Hill came out and said, that Mahomes has the better arm strength, no question about that.
Mhm.
But the touch and the accuracy, Tua has that over Pat. I'll read off some of the completion percentage numbers, but before I do, let me throw it to you, DeAndre, because you've watched more Tua games than we have, obviously.
You ain't gotta watch me to know this answer.
How do you feel about that quote?
And be real,
Because you know people are going to blow it out of proportions that Tyreek Hill thinks that playing with Tua is better than Mahomes. But what are your honest thoughts on the quote? How do you feel about that?
Okay. So let me go based on Tua at his best. Because and this goes all the way back to Alabama. Because we talked about when he was at Alabama, he was one of the most pinpoint accurate passers in college football.
He was compared to Breeze strictly because of his accuracy.
Yes. So I do believe, and he has looked great in this offseason. He's had some awesome throws in camp. Although we always take note of those damn underthrows that y'all be.
I
The
don't.
Dolphins posted it.
I
Okay,
don't.
okay. Either way,
Your own social media team posted it.
He said the Dolphins posted it.
Either way, look, I think we're finally starting to see him be more comfortable with that hip injury. I know they showed a video of like him training and like his motion throwing the football is like different compared to it was the previous 2 years, just because he has more of that hip movement that's fluid. So I think he's able to throw a lot better, have a more sharper release. I think Mahomes, yes, he has like that arm. Like Tyreek can go up, go under, get it, sure.
I'm glad you admit that.
But I do think like, like if we're talking about short passing, middle of the field, I do think Tua could be better than Mahomes as far as pinpoint accuracy.
Good word choice. Good.
Yes.
Can I say this? This is one of those takes that in 6 months we're gonna get this like a cold take and be like, yeah, a hot take and be like, yeah, brother. This is a quote I would not have said before I had played one game with this man in the regular season. Pat Mahomes is a Hall of Famer right now. If he retires, he's a Hall of Famer. Tua is still a project. Johnny brought up a lot of Alabama and a lot of what ifs about the hip and everything like that. And
That wasn't
healthy.
what if. That's actually happened.
Okay,
His
you
hip
bring
is
up what ifs
better.
if he's healthy, if he can do this like he was at Alabama. Pat Mahomes, you know what that is. That's a Hall of Fame quarterback right now. Like I wouldn't make that kind of quote before I played a season with this man. Cause let's be honest, if this season doesn't go well, that man gonna be going. There ain't gonna be no Tua Tagovailoa.
But you know what? I think it's because
And he got his bags. I mean, he got the money. I get you gotta sell Miami, but
I think right now he's kind of having to speak out for Tua because of how much he's seen the media slander this guy day in, day out. So I gotta hype my guy up. I gotta get him to believe that he's the best.
you need to call Robbie Anderson.
So I think that's probably what Tyreek is doing in that case. Like, hey, let me hype this guy up. Let me get his confidence up, his morale.
You have the 100 million make you do that?
Huh?
That must be the 100 million make you do that.
Oh.
Robbie Anderson ain't doing that. Robbie
Man,
Anderson already
Tyreek Hill gonna ball out this year. Hey, y'all treat it like this man got the bag and now he's gonna stop playing.
No, I'm not saying he's gonna stop playing. I'm just saying that 100 mil must make you speak out on your quarterback because Robbie Anderson already talking about the complete opposite. That man ready to leave, retire.
Yeah.
I like that Tyreek Hill's back in his guy. I'm just saying, like, at this point, you play with, it's just like when you play with Pat Mahomes. That's a Hall of Fame quarterback in a system that was great with Andy Reid, who got you the ball. Not saying your coach can't be a great offensive coordinator or offensive coach, but like Andy Reid, Travis Kelce, like it is a lot to pull on Tua now. Because like let's say Tua not good. Let's be honest. How many weeks do you think Tua gets of patience? If Dolphins start off what?
He probably gets most of the
You
season.
need what kind of record to start? Say we got first 5 games. What kind of record do you need to make people feel comfortable with Tua saying like, okay, I think we're okay? And what's a record that's panic mode?
I mean, it depends because our schedule is pretty tough. It depends. It depends who we're playing those first 4 weeks. Because if we go 2-4, but we're playing against like
okay,
top
say you
teams in the
go
league.
say you go three. So say you go 3-4-1, and Tua's not playing great. He's not playing bad. He's just like there.
and I'm going what?
You're 4-1, but Tua's not great, not bad. Is there still panic?
No.
No.
I'm 4-1.
Yeah.
But do you think this is your guy? It's like a LA Rams situation. Like, hey, we might be okay, but we ain't got the guy yet.
Hey, I guess we'll see. If we're 4-1, it's kind of like the Rams. Jared Goff took them to the playoffs,
And got fired.
and then if Jared Goff couldn't do anything in the playoffs, then hey, we trade Tua in the offseason.
Right.
Okay.
You know, it's one of those situations. But
To give you an idea, Pat Mahomes' completion percentage through his first couple years, his rookie year it was 62.9. His second year was actually no scratch. He only played like one
Yeah, he
game.
only played, yeah.
Yeah, so scratch that. So his first 4 years as a starter, 66%, then 65.9, 66.3, and then 66.3. Damn, that's impressive. The same thing. To his first 2 years in the NFL, his rookie year 64.1, and then last year a 67.8. So I mean, those are the numbers. I mean,
It's not bad.
and to DeAndre's point, that was the thing coming for Tua out of Alabama was his accuracy, his touch, the ball placement. That was all there. It's just a matter of can he push the ball down the field. Now with Jalen Waddle, with Tyreek Hill, with Cedric Wilson,
with Terran Armstead,
with
blocking for
Armstead
him.
blocking, and now with Mike McDaniel, who, looks like he's going to coach up as to Brian Flores, who
didn't give a fuck. About him.
Also,
didn't care.
Also, I'm not. Look, Tua's not. I don't think he's a horrible quarterback. I think also we look at where he's drafted and who's in his class, and that's why we look at Tua and say
That's true.
You
That's
could
true.
have Justin Herbert
Herbert or
Hey,
Burrow.
that's
true.
fair. That
and
is
Joe
fair.
Burrow went to Super Bowl just last.
That's
year.
true.
That
That's
is fair. But, I look at it, and I think I said this on the show previously, but we talked about that, was it 2003, 2001 draft class where it was
2004.
Eli. 2004, yes.
2004.
Eli, Big Ben, and Phillip Rivers.
Mhm.
At the end of the day, Eli is probably the least talented out of all those guys as far as what they
Right.
could do in that league. Tua, you probably could compare him to Eli in
no,
this.
you did not do that.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
You don't compare him to Eli in that situation where you have Herbert and you have Burrow, who are better than him out of that draft class. But at the end of the day, Eli's the most successful
Bro,
one.
you were disrespecting.
out
You know
of
too
both
much.
of them.
You know too much football. You ain't do that.
What? How am I disrespectful?
Okay, Alex, back on this. 2004 was a different time. You didn't need a quarterback as much back then. You can have a solid quarterback and win Super Bowls and be a good team. Nowadays, if you ain't got the quarterback, you have nothing. It's not the same type of. You can't compare that class where you didn't have to do much as a quarterback. You could just run the ball like Ben Roethlisberger did, and those guys even or rely on my defense the whole time to win me games. Nowadays, you gotta be able to put the ball and score points.
Mhm.
So it's a different era. You can't use that to say, "Hey,
Yeah, but I think
we can live with that."
as the NFL evolved, you saw all three of them adjust between Rivers, Big Ben.
Bro.
Their teams built around the quarterback.
Let's be honest. Eli Manning, I think about those 2 Super Bowl seasons and everything else is a blank for me. Do you know any other season? Do y'all think of any other season besides his 2 Super Bowl runs?
Hey, don't matter. He still got 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, I mean that's to DeAndre's point. Eli's probably the least talented, least memorable out of the three, but he beat Tom Brady twice in the Super Bowl.
And that's why he's a Hall of Famer, which I understand. I'm just saying, though, in today's NFL, if you can't sling it,
That's fair.
you ain't my guy.
Who
fair.
said he can't sling it though?
Well, I'm saying to the level of Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow. That's what I'm saying.
but that's the thing. I'm saying the man can sling it, but yeah, okay, compared to those guys, he can't. But I don't need him to be like those guys.
But now he has the weapon, so we'll see if he
Yeah.
can.
Well,
But, yeah,
that's just a quick
exactly,
question. I got a question.
exactly that.
This is his 5th year?
This is his 4th year.
Okay, so next year, come payday, is Tua getting paid then?
Or no, this
If
is his third
third
year.
year.
Yeah.
This is-
Okay,
third
say
season.
say Tua is solid, but he's not the slinger. He ain't Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow. He ain't one of those guys. He's just a solid quarterback.
Mhm.
Is he getting the bag? Because Baker Mayfield wants a bag, and I think Baker Mayfield's not a slinger. He's just a solid quarterback. So you paying that man because like we said, cap keeps going up, money keep coming in, quarterbacks all getting paid now.
That just matters how the Dolphins feel. If the Dolphins feel that's their guy,
Yeah.
then you got to pay up for him.
You also got to put it in this perspective. Deshaun Watson, a quarterback who
Oh, hell.
it's rare you see a guy like that on the market.
Mhm.
If Deshaun Watson doesn't hit the market, the Browns are probably paying Baker Mayfield.
Right.
Nah,
They're
you think
probably
so?
they're probably forcing themselves to pay Baker Mayfield.
Right.
You think
right.
so?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I'm going back in the draft.
And then you got to retool and then
Or
bet on whichever.
I'll trade him and go get like a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo and say, hey, at least his money gonna stay healthy. At least, well, Jimmy Garoppolo's playoff quarterback.
I mean,
But yeah,
fair.
I agree. I get that point.
That's fair.
Okay, hey, Alec, back in you, he was Alec was on point with that. He came at me. I was like, I look at you, and Alec came out. I was like, oh, Alec, you agree with this?
because
man?
Alec knows.
I like
Hey,
Tua.
Alex is
I
saying-
like
hey,
Tua, but I think
Alec sees.
Alec- no, no,
Alec sees
No,
the vision.
no. Alec understands because he has Jameis Winston, so he can't be thinking that. He has to think the same way.
it can't direct towards me. No, my thing with Tua is, and I've said it before. I think it's hard as a player to succeed when your head coach did Brian Flores, did he draft Tua? Was he part of that regime?
Yeah, he was.
So, I mean, it just doesn't make sense if you drafted Tua and then this is a guy who came out to Tua during practices and said, hey, I didn't want you. We should have taken Mac Jones.
That's where he messed up. He should have said we
Yeah, I
should.
mean, as a player, you can't grow with a coach like that.
He messed up there. He should have said we should have taken Justin Herbert. That's what he should have said. He should have said Mac Jones. He should have said Justin Herbert.
But now with Mike McDaniel and him getting the big tackle and Teron Armstead, him
they're gonna run the ball.
getting Tyreek Hill, and they signed like 16 running backs. And they're not Myles Gaskin.
They're one of Dolphins.
They're still going to throw the ball. I still think Tua is throwing the ball 25 games.
They're one of the most
interesting
teams because of that.
But no, now
I want to see how they play. I think they're going to be a run team first. I think they're going to establish a run.
Yeah, they will be. But
I don't think they're throwing it like that.
With Tyreek and Jalen Waddle, it gives you the opportunity to play, under the line or behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Keep things short and sweet, and then get those guys in space, and let Tyreek and Jalen do what they do best.
Exactly.
So I think Tua can succeed. It's just a matter of the weapons are here. Can he stay
healthy?
Can he do it?
Will you see the level of deep balls like Tyreek Hill caught from Patrick Mahomes? Probably not. You're going to see a lot more of underneath him trying to make defenders miss, run after catch opportunities like that. That's
Jalen Waddle had a good year last year.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, it's just Jamar Chase was
Jamar Chase was Jamar Chase, and can't do anything about that. Matter. Yeah, but
I understand. I'm excited to see the Dolphins play. I'm curious to see them play.
Yeah,
I want to see how it looks.
I think Tua can succeed. It's just a matter of now everything's in line. Can he do it? That's the question.
Healthy.
Yeah.
So
I still haven't won a division though.
Yeah. So let's move on to our last segment of the day. Top 10 comic book movies of all time. There's a new thing we're doing here at the end of the show. It's a top 10 list, random, whatever we're feeling that day. We did Marvel movies last week.
He's feeling this comic book thing.
I got clowned for my Marvel list, apparently.
Yeah, you got
According to everybody.
It ain't horrible. I'm with you, but you got some change. We got to do some couple changes. Yeah.
So, strictly all comic book movies all time. Your top 10. Let's just see how this goes.
Damn. All right. Who wants to go first?
And let's see who has the most Marvel the Marvel movies in their
top
I know
10. It's him. Go ahead and unveil your list because I already know what it's going to be.
Okay, y'all go first. Let me go and start getting mine. Let me get mine right. I know I'm a dude, but let me just make sure I'm set with mine. It's got to have some DC maybe.
Why don't you go out? Go ahead.
Good, yeah.
You want me to step up first?
Yeah, you started it. Go ahead.
Go ahead, pop off.
All right, so I think I have most of them put together. Okay. My top 10, number 10 is going to be Man of Steel. It gave us a more realistic Superman story, and it's kind of different than your generic.
What'd you say?
Man of Steel's a top
10.
No,
top 10?
It's 10.
Thank you.
He's trying to sell
10.
you guys. No, he's trying to sell you. He's trying to sell you for your
It's a good movie. It's a good origin movie, and it's different than your generic Superman story.
Bro, you like that, bro?
I have been waiting for someone to say
it's a good movie.
He did that for you. Won't rip him up on his.
No.
He's ripping.
It's like one of the good. It's like one of the 2 or 3 good DC movies. Okay. Let's be honest.
That is a good strategy though, because I probably won't track that on your list.
I promise you, I thoroughly enjoyed the film.
Thank you.
Now, I'm not going to campaign as hard as you are for a sequel, but it's a good flick.
Thank you.
So 10 is Man of Steel. Number 9. Oh, this is hard. Probably the first Iron Man movie.
Okay.
Because Iron Man was kind of relatively unknown at the time.
Okay.
It's such a banger movie, and also, it kickstarts. It was kind of like this. What Spider-Man was in the 2000s is what Iron Man is in the 2010s. Okay. It rebooted the superhero genre. Number 8.
You mean Blade was?
Oh yeah.
Blade restarted the superhero genre.
Number 8. I might catch heat for this.
Okay.
Because it's so low, and people normally have it like in their top 5. The Dark Knight is 8.
Okay.
My point strictly is because without Heath Ledger's Joker, the movie's very mid.
Okay.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah.
It's very mid. And also, it kind of in Christopher Nolan's movies, it never feels like a superhero movie.
Yeah,
but it's 8. Number 7 is going to be the first Spider-Man.
Tobey Maguire.
Okay. Sam Raimi.
Yeah, because it's so fun to watch. Number 6. That was 7, right?
Yeah, that was 7.
Number 6 is going to be one of my all-time favorite underrated flicks, X-Men: Days of Future Past. Underrated, Jim. It gets the time travel right, And then to have like the interaction with old and young Charles and Eric,
Hmm.
it works.
I like it.
It works, and it rebooted the X-Men, even though somehow you mess it up again. But hey, it was fun. Number 5 is going to be Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
That's a classic. It's a staple. 4 is going to be. I was on a roll there. 4 is going to be the Batman,
Batman, the
I
new
like
one,
it.
the
Yep,
new one.
Matt Reeves.
Yeah.
I like it.
3 is going to be. Infinity War. Just because of all the mashups, all the. It was fun to see all those different characters interact from different universes.
Mhm.
2 is Endgame, just because it's the final conclusion to everything.
Mm-hmm.
And my number 1 is Logan.
Hmm.
Because Logan is just so damn fun.
Not a bad.
It also
choice.
gave like a
You
good
put Logan where?
1. Logan's 1 for me. But also, I'm a huge Hugh Jackman. Like, that's my
Okay.
guy.
Okay. I like it. I like it.
Yes.
Does it get a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
Yeah, that's what I thought, Ken. Yeah, you all came after me last week, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I clapped back this week.
I'm finishing my line. I'm almost done.
Okay, so you want me to go mine?
Yeah, go ahead.
All
All right,
right.
DeAndre, let's see what you got.
So, just to make sure, it's like all comic book movies, like
You can have animated ones, yeah.
Animated. Okay. All right. So,
I'll judge you harsher on your animated ones.
okay.
Because I'm a huge fan of the animated flicks.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I only
So,
got
yeah.
I only got one. There's one that's hanging outside, and I'll say the one that's hanging outside is Batman: Master of
Phantasm.
Phantasm.
It's a good movie.
But yeah,
It's a great movie.
so I'll start off at number 10.
Okay.
Number 10, I have Iron Man.
Okay.
Like you mentioned, bro, it was one of the first. Have a lot of love for it, a lot of appreciation because a lot of the scenes and a lot of how it was done was a lot more practical versus what we see now in the MCU. Which I'm not complaining about it, but it's kind of just
Yeah.
like awesome.
Also, just one thing about that real quick.
Mhm.
There might not be more perfect casting than Robert Downey and Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Like, nobody has killed it like he
And
has.
I think Chris Evans, but like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but as far as just like everything Tony Stark looks, everything, yeah,
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
did a great job.
and just like because of how a lot of people were towards that casting when he was initially announced as
Man,
Iron
come out
Man.
of prison, bro.
Yeah. And no one thought it was going to do good.
Yeah, which is
He had
crazy.
the drug issues and everything. He really bounced back.
Yep.
Because, it's all about the Spider-Man movies. It was about Hugh Jackman and the X-Men. Nobody thought Iron Man was going to do what it did.
Of course.
Facts.
Let me make sure.
I'm chill. The
All right.
pressure's off me now. I'm chilling, man. I'm chill. The pressure's off
Hey,
me.
you went smart with that man. That's still at 10 though. You don't you go. You knew what you were
I
doing.
enjoyed the movie.
Okay.
It's a good movie.
I don't believe it
You ain't
now.
gotta sell me now. I've heard you say. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah,
It's a good movie.
I appreciate that.
It's worthy of the top 10.
Thank you. I'm glad somebody finally admits it. At number 9, I have Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
Have love for it, appreciate it. Damn, number 8. I have X-Men: Days of Future Past.
It's a great movie.
As you mentioned, I think they did nail the time traveling part down. It wasn't
Practical.
it wasn't practical. Also, it didn't take away from the comics like I would have expected because in the comics it's obviously that it's Bishop that gets sent back in time.
Mm-hmm.
So seeing Logan,
But with his powers, it works.
It works. Yeah, they made it work. And obviously Hugh Jackman was the star of the X-Men franchise.
Because Shadowcat was like, well, it'll literally rip you from part to part, and Logan goes, "Oh, what if somebody can rebuild their body as quickly as it tears apart?" And I was like, "You made it work."
You made it work, exactly. And as you mentioned, seeing the young cast with the old cast like interact, and Michael Fassbender, I think that's one of my favorite like comic book villains. Just him playing Magneto.
Him and McAvoy like actually killed it as Charles, and like as bad as the new trilogy was.
Yeah.
Well, it was mid. It was mid,
Mm-hmm.
but them two stood out.
Remember a lot of memorable scenes. Quicksilver. It's actually funny because I prefer For what's his name? Patrick. I prefer Patrick Stewart's Charles Xavier, but I prefer McAvoy or not McAvoy. I prefer Fassbender's Magneto.
It's fair.
So that's how I am with the X-Men casting. What am I? Number 8? Number 7?
8.
Okay, 8.
Oh no, you're at 7 now.
7. Okay,
You're
7.
7.
7. I have Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
It's a good one.
Miles Morales.
It's a very
Got
good
it.
one.
Very great art style that they used. The soundtrack is amazing. A lot of the visuals are amazing in the film. It's really one of those nice up and coming stories. So I appreciate it. Numbers, was it 6?
Yeah.
I have The Dark Knight. Have love for it. As you mentioned, I do think this movie drops a little if Heath Ledger isn't in it. I think just his portrayal of Joker is amazing. And we also don't give enough credit to Aaron Eckhart's performance as Two-Face as well. You know, and to see that, like, you know, the rise and fall of his character within that movie, I think it was very like poetic. So really appreciate The Dark Knight. Number 5. Sorry, my phone keeps locking. I have Captain America: Civil War.
Okay.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that one. You know, brought a lot of emotions out seeing my 2 favorite characters in the MCU go at it. I thought that was
Yeah. And I mean, like, man, when that trailer dropped,
this man.
when that trailer dropped and you saw Black Panther in it, you're like, oh,
yeah,
Fire.
yeah, it was fire.
it's like the Vince McMahon meme. Oh, and then
Yep.
you know when Tony goes, "All right, I've had enough on the roost," and then you just hear the web. You're like, no way.
I do wish they would have held some of that shit for the
Yeah,
theaters. Like
yeah.
if I would have saw Spider-Man the first time while watching the movie, it just would have made it so much more amazing. But you know,
That was the seller, bro. They
Yeah.
said, "Oh, they compete with Batman vs Superman at that time."
yeah, they were like, we got to get fans.
BVS was
to
dropping a
watch
couple months
this.
beforehand.
So that's true. That's true.
Also, Civil War, in my opinion, gave us the best T'Challa out of all the
Out of every
Out of all the
yeah,
MCUs.
agreed.
He's the best T'Challa's in Civil War.
Number 4, I have Logan.
Good.
Story. I love the conclusion of, you know, Hugh Jackman's performance as Wolverine.
Love the gore.
Yeah, the violence.
The violence
that was something that I love, man. That shit made me like tense up every time I saw him like get stabbed somebody. I was like, oh god, like damn, this is really violent. Like, I think the one shot that really had me was when he was fighting his clone, and I think he stabbed him right through the armpit, and I was like, oh my god, okay, that's kind of gruesome. So yeah, Logan at number 4. 3, I have Avengers: Infinity War. That was like the first time we saw all these characters kind of, you know, come across, interact on screen with the Guardians and everything else. There were a lot of emotional moments in the movie with some of the sacrifices being made, some of the character deaths, and also just the ending. Like, you know, that was one of the first times I've ever left a theater like stunned and being like, what the fuck just happened? You know?
They lost.
Yeah, they really lost. So yeah, 3, I have Infinity War. 2 and 1, this is hard. Like,
You know what the Europe.
I can guess
I
one.
know they're going.
I can
Both of them
I
are.
love both
The 2 ain't said. I know which one it is.
so
I can guess one of them.
I know it was going to be. Go ahead.
So I'll put 2, the Batman.
That's okay.
I knew that was coming.
It's very comic accurate, which I love.
So comic accurate. You know, as a big fan of the Batman the animated series, you know, I felt like that was like the perfect on-screen version of it that I got to see. Robert Pattinson, who I had faith in since the moment he was casted as Batman, nailed it. And also a lot of the supporting characters. I love Selena Kyle. You know, Penguin by Colin Farrell. Yeah, like that's some amazing prosthetics that they use for him, and just how they visually made Gotham. You know, I think it's one of the best interpretations that we got to see on screen.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Chicago or L.A. like in The Dark Knight, which 2 different films, but
for sure.
Yeah.
And number 1, so I had to give this one number 1 just because I prefer this character.
It's
over...
Spider-Man: No Way Home, right?
No, hell no.
You know,
I prefer this character over Batman, so it's Superman, Man of Steel. I think it's one of the best takes on Superman. It kind of gives you that realistic version of him. I think it's one of the best superhero origin stories, in my opinion.
I agree with you.
You know, up and coming.
Hmm.
Odds are against him, but
I mean, because
prevails.
like I said, my thing with Man of Steel that made it so good was that like it's like the origin story, but there were tweaks to it.
Yeah.
Like there were tweaks to it, but they make it work. And it's not like you're the same generic. Rocket goes from Krypton to Earth. Foreign family finds baby Kal-El,
Mm-hmm.
and then he all of a sudden realizes he can fly. He saves the day, saves everyone, gets the girl.
Yep.
And this one added a sense of realism to it.
And just
And people hated Superman because he couldn't save everyone, but it's like,
yeah, that's the realistic take on
Yeah.
him, man. It's like, and Zack Snyder, I gotta give credit for him, bro. He brought so much symbolism throughout the film. A lot of his shots were amazing. The action, the fight sequences, I thought were some of the best. Especially how he had Kryptonians and how they were able to move at super speed. Like the whole Injustice style, like the
mm-hmm.
quick punches.
Yeah.
Zod was an amazing villain. Fiora, I thought, was an amazing side villain. So yeah, man, I gotta give Man of Steel a lot of credit.
Hey, could you have guessed that, Javante?
Is the sky blue?
But also, shut up. But also because it's like it's not that hopeful. Just this happy Superman all the time. Like it's a guy that's an outcast who was an outcast his whole life growing up, and then ultimately found his place in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And then one scene also with like him destroying the world engine. It's like it captures what the whole movie is. It's like the weight of the world is like against him, and he ends up coming out of it.
So no Tobey Maguire.
Weight of the world is holding this man down, and he ends up overcoming it.
No Toby Spideys in your top 10?
They were hanging out right outside. I was going to put them in, but they're out right outside. Kenneth, yay or nay?
Oh, he's for the hate my list.
Hey, what'd you say, Kenneth?
The only reason why is because the rest of the X-Men franchise went downhill after that. So
Yeah.
that's kind of why. Like
It's like
Days of
First
Future
Class.
Past doesn't
First
get
Class
as
is
high.
great. Apocalypse, it was mid. I could live with some of the things they did, but they didn't get it all right.
Yeah.
And then Dark Phoenix. I don't know. I don't know how you butcher Dark Phoenix twice.
I watched that. I remember watching that in the theater.
Like how do you
But you watched it twice in theater?
No, I watched it once. I watched Dark Phoenix once on
like
Tuesday.
how do you have two different timelines, two different casts, and the same plot in the third
The 20th
movie,
Century Fox didn't know what they were doing.
and you flop it both times?
We should not. The first one I did Cyclops. We should know what was going on.
Also, how you gonna have all those movies and the cast doesn't even age?
And they're supposed to be like 10 years apart.
Yeah, exactly, bro. It makes no damn sense.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you know now.
And then
It's our Uncle Kev gonna fix that.
Oh, and then X-Men Apocalypse
changed a lot of things about that. He was like,
hey, and then X-Men Apocalypse, you have it end with them wearing all those nice suits and shit,
like
and then,
accurate costumes,
and then you go to the third movie. Oh,
jumpsuits. The one thing I hated the minute the movie started, when the X-Men came back to Earth from the Black Jet, they're being cheered. I'm like, no, my X-Men need to be
hated.
They need to be
misunderstood
and racially profiled because they're mutants.
Yep,
facts.
They're not heroes. Well, they are, but the public needs to hate them.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you why. What's called Dark Phoenix was terrible. It was the minute that Jennifer Lawrence said, "Oh, the woman do muscle work around here. It should be ex-woman." I was like,
we ain't gonna blame Jennifer Lawrence for that. That's not writing. That ain't Jennifer Lawrence's fault.
All right,
Jennifer Lawrence can act. That ain't her fault. That's
but also
writing.
the thing I hated is like at one point in the movie, like the X-Men were like getting notoriety, and Charles Xavier's like, "Oh yeah, we need to go with this," and I was like, "My Charles would never sit there and publicly appreciate the no."
Yeah, use my team as a puppet.
My Charles would never do that. We all stumble, but I forget the quote.
Just because someone
is lost
doesn't mean just because someone stumbles doesn't mean they lose their way or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Javante. Let's hear your Marvel list.
I'm never gonna hate this.
I know. He
Controversy's
didn't
coming.
say comic list. He knew.
Let's hear your Marvel list.
All right. Well, you'll be surprised. Hey, okay, so at 10, I have the Batman Returns. With Tim Burton, Penguin. Hey, it's gonna go 10. You know why?
Javante, hold on.
Okay.
Start the list over.
Batman
Start the list
Returns, bro.
over.
At 10.
Batman
Okay.
Returns.
Look, bro.
Not even the first
okay, here,
one.
Let me explain this. My
Out
list
of,
is based
hold on.
off.
Out of all the Batman films,
Oh,
Batman Returns. Because I know the rest of your list is mostly MCU, so there's no way you put any other DC films in your list.
My list is based off of. Nobody give a criteria what your list should be based off. My list is based off movies that I love. That I could. If you put me on an island and say, "Here's 10 movies. These are the ones I want." I have my 10 comfort movies.
Okay.
Look, Batman Returns. As a kid, I would rent that thing every time we could. I love the Batman Returns. I love the Penguin.
Okay.
Even though you want to say, "Oh, the Penguins look stupid," I love my man playing Penguin, Danny DeVito. I love Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman. I love my Batman. And I love the story was cool. And it was dark. It had a darkness to it. Also like a Christmas time darkness. It was cool. It was good. Tim Burton. Y'all can't hate on Tim Burton in that movie. That movie's not considered a bad movie. Don't look at me like that.
No one is trashing the movie. We all think it's a good movie, but the fact that you have this shit in your top 10,
yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
Hey, let's see. Maybe it gets better as we go along.
At 9.
no, trust me, it's gonna get worse.
At 9, we have Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange has gotten better over the year. It's aged very well. The first one, not the second one. The first one.
Okay.
Aged very well.
Okay.
Solid film. Really good movie. Enjoy it. Different things, different looks. Changing the seat with the beautiful CGI. It looks amazing. Love that film.
Okay.
Perfect casting. That's another perfect casting also.
Benedict
Cumberbatch is perfect as Doctor Strange, yes. At 8, I have Black Panther. Black Panther, loved it for the culture. Just a great film. I saw it like 6 times in theaters. Some of those were for free because we had a hookup. But love Killmonger, still one of my favorite villains I've ever seen on screen. Love the story. It's aged well. Relatable. Love, rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. Love T'Challa. Just love the movie. So that's 8.
Okay.
At 7, we go Guardians of the Galaxy. Part 1.
Okay.
Sleeper movie. Nobody expected anything from it. Came out, performed, fun. Still has some seriousness with Drax. Serious characters. Love the villain. He wasn't horrible. I mean, I didn't love the villain. He wasn't bad though. Got his reason for why he did what he did. Love Nebula.
The casting's great.
Yeah, great casting. Good music. Good soundtrack. Fun. Shout out to James Gunn.
Also, John C. Reilly's in it.
That makes it 7.
Yeah. John
6. Winter Soldier. No words need to be spoken, but I will give it a couple words. Dark, gritty. Captain America. I think all Captain America's trilogy is good, but love seeing Bucky back. Winter Soldier was dope, tight, best version of him, by the way. They make him. He's been trash since, but Winter Soldier got to be 7.
Okay.
At 6, we have Iron Man, the first one. I gotta show love. So man, Iron Man. The first, the one that started the MCU and everything. Think it's a dope movie, dope concept. Still can watch it to this day. Love the villain. Thought the villain was kind of underrated. Ironmonger, I thought it was dope. So love that movie. At 5, we have Into the Spider-Verse. Love that film. Pop, like DeAndre said, great culture. Miles Morales is a dope character. I think he gained so much respect for that movie because I don't know many people that hate that movie. Looks amazing with the animation. The new one looks even better. Soundtrack is dope. Dope film. Still,
it's funny too.
Yeah, funny too. Great movie. At 3, we have Infinity War.
3.
Yeah.
Oh, I skipped.
Yeah, you skipped 1.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did I?
Because you said 4
You said 4. You said
5 was
Spider-Verse.
Oh, was it 5 Iron Man? I said Iron Man.
Oh, yeah.
4 was
Yeah,
Into
he
Spider-Verse.
said Iron Man was 5.
Yeah. 3, Infinity War.
Okay.
Changed the game. Remember going to see it first day. I was like, oh my goodness, I can't wait to see this. Starts off with Hulk getting his ass whooped. That was amazing. Love seeing it. Great seeing all the characters come, the cameos. I think it was a great popcorn film. I'm not going to say it's the best, just like, most comic accurate and everything like that, because it's not very comic accurate to the novel, but fun popcorn film. A lot of characters. Seeing it all together. Seeing Guardians of the Galaxy meet Iron Man, Doctor Strange, seeing the Star-Lord and Iron Man interaction. Love seeing Spider-Man's new outfit. Dope movie. At 2, we have Civil War. Now, I know Civil War gets hated, but I love Civil War because I feel like Civil War really did fix the Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 3 movie. I thought I like that story. I liked his storyline. I felt like his storyline was kind of complete at that point. I know they went back in Endgame and closed out with his dad and stuff like that, but we knew he was going to die at that point. But I thought that movie did a great job just showing his character and his family and how he was grown, his problems. And see how it should be between him and Cap, because Cap was always the guy we looked at and said Cap always does the right thing. He's noble, but then a lot of his friend that was kind of wrong, and it basically had to pick a friend. You know what I mean? And I love seeing Black Panther on screen for the first time. He was menacing, dope, loved him. The villain, low key, I know our villain technically is my man's what's his name? Mind blank.
Zemo.
Zemo was dope because he was human, but he knew his mission was, hey, I can't beat these guys hand in hand. I gotta get them to attack each other. Love seeing them fight each other, even though everyone could say, it wasn't the most, really fighting. But seeing Wanda, seeing the team together, seeing the Accord thing, because I think the Accord thing has stuck with us because now we still have the Accords now, and seeing the impact of what that movie did for the rest of the MCU up to this point. So I give that number 2. And number 1, we going with Avengers, the first one. Can't beat it. Oh, great opening when you first see that Avengers logo. It's the first time you see all these characters on screen. It's the first time it's ever been done in comic book history. It's going to go down probably one of the best openings. Best closeout when it has the whole circle around. Amazing scene. You can't give me a character that was done wrong. Thor is dope in that movie, actually. Hulk is dope. That's the best Hulk we've seen. I love Iron Man and Cap's battle between each other. They're all dope. And I love the fact that you talk about Batman's not very close to flawless. The first Avengers is really close to flawless because the humor is there, but it's not overdone. The humor makes sense. Loki's a dope villain in that movie. You like Loki. Nick Fury's in it. Dope. The last fight scene, the last battle scene was dope. So, yeah. That's number 1. Avengers, the first one, because it's classic. It's the best Avengers movie by far.
It's literally 9 of them are Marvel movies.
Literally.
I went with
8 of them MCU.
I went with my favorite film.
Oh, man. Okay.
Look, X-Men could have made a list. X-Men, I left them off because they did Cyclops so dirty. So they couldn't get on the list. Logan's is a depressing, sad movie. I've seen that movie 3 times, and that's it. Never watched it again. I'm surprised nobody put The Watchmen. I thought The Watchmen's a great film, but also depressing and sad. Don't want to watch that shit like that. I don't enjoy Deadpool's character like that. I'm not a big Deadpool fan. But you see, I didn't put no Spider-Man movies on there either, except for Into Spider-Man. I don't really care for like Spider-Man like that. Deadpool's great though, but
Deadpool's cool, but I feel like Ryan Reynolds.
That's
Ryan Reynolds.
I'm not a Ryan Reynolds fan. I feel like Ryan Reynolds was actually kind of like Chris Pratt for me now.
He plays
he's the same guy
dude.
and everything.
Yeah.
So, but Deadpool's a great movie. I'm not gonna knock it. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. He's perfect casting. The first Deadpool's cool. I'm not gonna knock anybody that puts it on the list. I'm not a Deadpool fan heavy like that. But Deadpool 2 I was excited for, and I didn't like Deadpool 2. I don't know how you feel about it. That kid annoyed me. I was annoyed by the kid. I love Juggernaut. That was tight. Juggernaut was tight, but everything else was kind of like, and how they killed Juggernaut was like, Yeah, and I really want old dude to be casted as I want old dude from Don't See or Don't, what is it? The one that was blind, the blind movie.
Stephen Lane.
Yeah, I want Stephen Lane to be my man. Cable, yeah. But overall, that's my list. What do you think, bro? Yay or nay? Yay!
If it was an MCU list, it'd be cool.
It's like a gladiator, bro.
All right, Kev, who had the best list?
Oh, you need to hear mine again? Okay.
Yeah, Man of Steel at 10.
Man of Steel at 10. Iron Man at 9. No. Man of Steel at 10. It was...
Did Black Panther at 9?
No, not Black Panther. Man of Steel at 10. Iron Man at 9.
We got DQ him for not.
Okay. I remember now. Man of Steel at 10. Dark Knight at 9. Iron Man at 8. 7 was the first Spider-Man. 6 was Days of Futures Past. 5 was Spider-Man 2. 4 was The Batman. 3 was Infinity War. 2 was Endgame, and 1 was Logan. You know what? From
you like Logan top 3?
From you, Kenneth, I'll take that.
Thank you. I agree. Just like Watchmen for me. They're great movies. They're not rewatchable like that. I can't watch them.
It tells the story beautifully.
Yeah, but just I ain't care to watch it multiple times. The reason you are confused about your not confused, but interesting. You have 2 Tobey Maguire movies in there: Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2. I think Spider-Man 2 is the best out of that trilogy.
But Spider-Man 1 is like the one that started superhero movies. Yeah. Because I think the
are we gonna sleep on Blade? Then?
Well, no, okay, no.
Blade pop this
those movies were ahead of us. I think those were ahead because Blade wasn't as popular as Spider-Man. Everyone
Yeah,
knows
yeah,
that.
that's what I mean.
It also took a lot of inspiration from the comics too. The first
Like Spider-Man, the first one is like pinpoint comic accurate.
Yeah.
Nah, Tom McGuire's a little old for a high school kid.
Even fighting Goblin on the bridge, comic accurate.
Yeah,
And Defoe kills it as Green Goblin.
yeah.
Like the story, but like the dynamic between Peter, May, and Uncle Ben is like
Oh, I couldn't stare Mary Jane. I got tired.
you feel it. Mary Jane, I didn't really care for, but
Yeah.
like Peter, May, and Ben, you kind of feel like the dynamic between all three. Like it is like straight from the comics.
Even though they're a little too old to be on it.
Yeah, they are, but
What about my list? Bro, you ain't feeling mine? Sheesh, bro, that's tough.
no words.
He ain't feel yours either. Man, I feel like two. Man, I still one was the.
So Alec had the best list.
Yeah, that's redemption,
He
baby.
ain't like that Man of Steel. What he said, Man of Steel? What? Oh, wait, we got to cut him
Yeah,
off.
like that.
What would you put at one? I'm curious what you would put. Give me your top 5 real quick if you got time. But Man of Steel ain't one.
They're all Spider-Man flicks.
Okay, understandable. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what makes it different.
Would Batman be in your top 2? You think top 3? The new one?
You didn't even put that shit in your list. I'm disappointed.
No, I
in you.
didn't, bro.
You didn't
Or
put
Dark
I
Knight.
haven't watched this since HBO Max. I haven't watched it. Look at what. You know what? I can't wait till we do this show. I don't know if we'll be doing this show exactly like in 5 years or whatever. I can't wait till we have Matt Reeves' trilogy, if it is a trilogy. Because I'll put Captain America's trilogy against anybody's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
It's the Batverse.
Hey, well, next time we can have a debate. The Dark Knight trilogy versus Captain America trilogy. Captain America trilogy all day.
Loki.
Those movies versus Dark Knight. The Dark
I would pick Captain America's trilogy.
Facts. Dark Knight one. The Dark Knight Part 1 is it's okay.
Part 1 is good. What you?
It's good, but compare the rest of the trilogy. Dark Knight. The
Batman
Dark Knight
Begins is low-key the best.
Yeah,
I feel
Batman Begins is okay.
I feel like the Dark Knight Rises is the worst one.
And I feel like Bane
Yeah.
has aged really poorly to people.
But the first Captain America isn't that great though. If you're comparing Batman Begins to the first Captain America, Batman Begins.
The first Avenger actually is
very
solid.
good. It's a really good.
The
movie.
first Avenger is actually
people hate
kind of
because it was
solid.
boring and it was early on, but it was also like very boring because it's very old school.
It's like straight from the
Yeah,
comics.
straight from the comics or very old school.
It's very solid.
But I'm saying like
But then
if you're comparing Begins, that
okay, but then compare Civil War and Winter Soldier against Dark Knight Rises.
Facts. Civil War is better than the last Batman though. You ever watch the Batman? You ever watch the last Dark Knight over Civil War? Oh
No.
man. DeAndre, what about you?
Huh?
Yeah, DeAndre, no, DeAndre, no, but he don't
DeAndre
want to do
knows
it.
the answer.
He don't want to, but he know.
I probably would watch Civil War.
Hey,
Damn.
hey, hold on, low
don't
key.
do that.
Hey, hold on, low key. Fantastic Four 1, I actually like that one. And Fantastic Four 2, I love Silver Surfer. The movie's ass, but Silver Surfer was tight.
Those get lost.
Oh, you talking about that? Don't tell me you talking about that
Don't
2016.
talk about the Fox reboot
Oh hell no! That's time to get off the set.
with,
Cut us
with
off.
Miles Teller.
Take us
and-
off. You rather watch? You can't be serious, bro.
Hey, it's time to wrap
When
it
else
up,
have you watched
guys.
that movie, bro?
I don't want to watch Civil War because it's not intense. It's boring.
Bro, you remember that Fantastic Four?
I'd rather watch another boring movie.
Bro, Fantastic Four was
At least I'll fall asleep in like 5 seconds.
Fantastic Four, bro. That movie was so damn bad, bro. The way they got to do no electricity, bro.
You know what?
At least Civil War got
Hey.
some comic accuracy. They may not be all the way comic, but at least you got the characters look the same.
I'm gonna be honest with
At least
you
they got
here.
their power set.
I don't like watching it because when I watch it, every time I watch it, it's like an expectation of like it should be this way, and it's not.
Hey, you ready for that Secret Wars? Get ready for that Secret Wars coming.
They probably won't do that.
On the note of Kenneth would rather watch the reboot of the Fantastic Four, it's time to wrap it up on that.
It's time to
note.
close out.
Oh,
Yeah.
That one threw me off, bro.
We
Nah,
okay.
I'll be honest though. I would watch Fantastic Four reboot over a lot of things.
Like what?
Wonder Woman 1984. I'll watch it over that.
Okay, nah, I don't,
Justice
I don't know.
League, the Josh Whedon version.
No, you that movie's not that bad, bro.
I
You
would watch
wildin'.
it. I would watch it. I don't care. Fuck that.
You're telling me the
Josh
one thing Javante defends DC wise is that Josh Whedon's Justice League
Wait,
is
Josh Whedon gets too much hate for that movie, bro. I can go the whole.
He doesn't
That's
get
the
enough.
one-
No,
he
that's
doesn't
the
get
one-
enough.
No, you know
hate.
why, bro? Because he took over somebody else's project, and that wasn't his idea. That was Zack Snyder's project. He should be able to finish it. I agree with that. Josh Whedon came in and did the best he could, bro.
It wasn't his idea to over sexualize the characters.
Thank
Hey,
you.
bro, you see what Aquaman just did? We ain't talking about Aquaman 2, but they over here. That's Warner Brothers also. Don't just blame my man Josh Whedon. He did Avengers, bro. And Avengers, look, he did Avengers 1 and Avengers Age of Ultron.
Hold on. He did Avengers, which was overseen by
Kevin Feige, of course.
right?
But I'm saying Josh Whedon wasn't the guy for that kind of movie. He made it more. He had a little more character to Superman. He had a little more lightheartedness. And sure, that's not the DC thing.
He
But that's what
made
they brought in.
Batman smile.
But that's what they brought in. And you love that scene when he says, at the end when Superman says, "Do you bleed?" And he says something's definitely bleeding. Everybody was laughing at that scene. No, it's more. That's Marvel humor. But I'm saying, okay, whose fault? That's Warner Bros. Fault for hiring Josh Whedon, is it not?
Yeah.
They should have brought a dark actor to do
You mean dark director?
a dark director
Yeah.
to do
Yeah.
Zack Snyder's version. Like I don't blame Josh Whedon because
Well, they were trying. That's the thing.
he
They-
brought the Marvel formula and they didn't need that.
They didn't like Zack Snyder's version because it was dark. Which I mean, DC is dark in general. So
But also, like
Yeah.
losing his daughter, they should have waited. When he lost his daughter, they should have waited for him to come back and finish.
Well,
that
that's
film.
because they wanted to release it in 2017 because they had their bonus.
Yeah.
Had they released it.
And also, they were done with the trilogy. They were done with his films.
yeah, they wanted that bonus.
Yeah, you gonna turn out a check? Yeah, but Josh Whedon thinking like, Warner Bros. Probably came with a nice check.
Hey, I bet you he regrets it now.
He don't care if he probably give a bigger.
He was
check.
the mole.
And he got 2 checks. He probably said, "Hey, here, go ahead, and fuck it up." That's 2 checks coming in. I'm gonna take my checks.
He said, "Hey, see this Batman guy? Yeah, make him smile."
Man probably came in late to the set. Said, "Yeah, all right, y'all do what y'all want. Y'all gonna have fun. I'm just gonna sit here."
Half Flash,
He said,
half Flash be this annoying quirky guy
He's
who
still- hey,
who
no,
has
Ezra-
who you have
low-key.
1 minute of dialogue where this man literally
said-
literally talking about brunch.
DeAndre, nice try. Ezra Miller, that man TMZ headline. He like Antonio Brown in Hollywood.
But he was better in Zack Snyder's Justice League. I'll give him that. But
It's
yeah,
also a 4-hour movie.
yeah, Ezra Miller got to go, bro.
yeah,
Give
he's
him a
done.
4-hour
He gotta
film.
go.
Of course, the movie's gonna be better.
He's done.
He got to go. I don't
Um,
think he can, but he got to go.
Something's got to happen. We will continue this off camera, I believe, because I think this is a very fun conversation. Until then, folks, like, subscribe, comment to this channel, and we'll have tons of more content coming out, as well as some exciting news we'll share next week with a partnership involving us and Sour Kid Productions. We'll get into that.
The collab is coming, guys.
Well, yeah, the collab is coming. It's going to be heat. So until then, you're going home on the final drive. We'll see you guys next week.
Go Celtics.
Sour Kids